Ladies and gentlemen, every year at Afabiri Secondary School, a student dies under suspicious circumstances. Iberi thinks there is a killer on the loose. What do you all think? That is how we begin the story, titled What Happened to Janet Uzor. I hope I got you there. And if I did, then let me know in the comment section so I do a better job next time. I am particularly pleased to be talking about this book. It's a winner through and through. What Happened to Janet Uzor is written by Miracle Emeka Nkwo. Now, a number of things got me interested in this book. First off, it was recommended to me by Vanessa at Roving Heights. Thank you, Vanessa. I couldn't say no to it because two things. One, the title of the book is a question. Two, this cryptic cover page was captivating. It was telling me, yeah, you need to read me. So thank you. I picked it up and I don't have any regrets. I did enjoy every second of this book. Every second of it. And if you pick it up to read it, why am I saying if you pick it up to read it? When you pick it up, you will understand what I'm talking about. This book right here is a winner through and through. Let's get into it. Now, this book is titled What Happened to Janet Uzor, right? It's about this protagonist, there are two of them, Pamela and Iberi. Now, there used to be a trio. It was Janet, Pamela, and Iberi. And it's been a year since Janet passed on. And of course, it's about that time of the anniversary of her death. And Pamela is feeling heavier than usual. And she's just trying to get over the death of her friend, being that Janet was the first friend she ever had. But while she's trying to get over the death of Janet, Ebere, on the other hand, is just going on and on about this conspiracy theory that Janet was murdered. And not just that, but that there's a serial killer out there who's been murdering other people, always around this time of the holiday, December. And so Pamela at this point is beginning to have nightmares, and she's like, you know what, I'm going to call it quits with this girl called Iberi because I cannot stand this rubbish. Now I'm having nightmares of someone chasing me, trying to kill me. It is not funny. So while she's gearing up to call it off with Iberi, she finds a note under her door. And at this point, she is scared. I mean, this note scares the hijibis out of her. At first, she thinks it's Iberi trying to play a trick on her. But when Iberi finds out about it, Iberi's like, you know what? At this point, things are really going out of hand. We need to know what happened to Janet Uzor so we can find the connection, including what happened to other students who died prior to Janet, so we can find the connection to you and try to stop the killer before he strikes again. And so they enlist the help of their friends, Dan and Eche, to help them stop the killer. And so they go on this adventure where they become sleuths, where they are snooping around trying to find clues and interviewing past students just to know if they can find a connection. Now, for one who grew up on Agatha Christie, I mean, I've been reading Agatha Christie since I think I was 7 years of age. So trust me when I tell you, I know a good mystery book. And Miracle did a great job with this one. Oh my goodness. You know, it got me excited, especially, you know, there's this thing about a mystery book where you're trying to be like, oh, this person must be the murderer. And then you get there and you're like, oh, no, it must be this person. And you're like, oh no, it's you. How could it be you? You know, she takes you on that wild goose chase. It's so exciting. So this book comes recommended for anyone who's ready to read this book. It doesn't matter what category of person you are, what kind of genre you like. Trust me, you would love this book. If you're trying to get into the reading game, this is the book for you. If you're going through a reading slump and you want to read, this is the book for you. And hey, it's a young adult book, so parents, you can get it for your teenagers. There is none of them who's going to say no to this book because, first off, it's a title. So let me go on with the plot. Now, while the sleuths are trying to find out what happened to Janet Uzor, They discover some damning secrets about Janet. And then the question goes from what happened to Janet Uzor to who was Janet Uzor? I mean, they thought she was their best friend, right? And now all of a sudden they're finding out things about Janet that is just blowing their minds off. And this makes it even more imperative for them to know what the connection is so they can know why Pamela is being targeted by the murderer. And so it's a race against time. Now, will they find the murderer in time? That's a question for you to find the answer to. The novel is set in Port Harcourt, Freetown in Port Harcourt, and the point of view is first person limited point of view. So all the stories are told from the perspectives of Pamela and Ebere, then Pamela and Ebere, and so on and so forth. And it's kind of limited, but it's done in a very beautiful way that it doesn't feel limiting. Rather, it feels really exciting. It's just the perfect book. When you're looking for a book that will help you escape, this is it. Do you see what I'm saying? This book is just ticking all the right boxes. Most books I've been talking about are realistic in nature. Like you can relate with a lot of the storylines. But this, as much as they have some relatability factor, it's more of an escapist kind of thing rather than a realistic kind of thing. It's that kind of book where you can read it and just escape your world for a while. That's the beauty of this book. Miracle takes us into just a different world from ours. Even though you can relate with it, it's not 100% relatable. I hope I'm making sense. So let's talk about the themes. First is the theme of friendship. It is the major theme in this book. And then there's a theme of puppy love. I really enjoyed that part. And then the theme of children-parents relationship. That's probably my favorite thing about this book. How she was able to explore that part of the different children and their parents and their relationships with them, and how it also affects these children and the things they think and do or want to do. And then there's a theme of abuse of power. It's just a bit of it in there, but it's there. Also, another theme is the theme of justice and death. You see how people grieve and how various people are able to deal with the loss of loved ones and try to move past it. So yeah, this little book and such powerful things within it. Apart from the children-parent relationship, one of the things I think I did enjoy again about this book was how Pamela and Ebere were able to navigate friendship, especially as teenagers, and teenagers going through a tough time. That is a beautiful thing in here that every teenager would be able to relate with. I think I've already mentioned all the characters, but let me see if I can use one word to describe these characters. Pamela. Pamela deals with insecurity. Ebere is feisty. Dad is cool. And Eche is mysterious. Da-da. Are you very interested right now in reading this book? Because even I am ready to read this book a third time. Now, a book that would get me to want to read it the third time, not a second time, but the third time. Man, you have to know this book just ticks all the right boxes. And so I am so sorry. I take it back. When I was doing the end of the month wrap, I said this book was probably a 4.5 star or 4.8 star. I cannot remember right now. But I have to give it to this book. It's a 5 star. It just ticks all the right boxes. Exciting? Tick. Good book when it comes to escaping? Tick. Mysterious? Tick. Short and simple? Tick. Can be read by anyone and everyone? Tick. What again? Rounded characters? Tick. Because Pamela and Ebere are not the same characters at the end of the book that we met at the beginning of the book. So every other thing, tick, tick, tick. Every other thing you can list, tick, tick, tick. Really good book. It keeps you at the edge of your seat. And hey, you can read it at one sitting. That's a win, right? Now, as far as style of writing goes, there isn't so much going on in this book. It's just simply done. And the best part about it is it's chronologically sequenced. So yeah, it keeps you at the edge of your seat. But the best thing about this book is the race against time. Oh my goodness. There is no way you're going to read this book and not feel like I want more. Yes, so I really do hope Miracle gets to write more mystery books. I would love for her to be the Agatha Christie of Nigeria or Africa. I would really like that. So do let me know in the comment section if you have already read this book and who did you suspect to be the serial killer, and just how did this book make you feel? Because honestly, everyone has to have a copy of this book in their library. So yeah, that's that on what happened to Janet Uzor. Don't forget to like this video and share. Thank you very much for doing so. And don't forget to drop your comment. I enjoy reading your comments. So until I come your way again soon, do stay blessed, do stay reading, and do stay winning. Ciao.